Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to another episode of Incompetent Nerds. I'm your host, Sane. Here's my beautiful host, Marc, and let's
Yeah,
get into it.
yeah, we wanted to do a special episode for the Halloween season, and so this is just me and
Spooky.
Tank, nobody else. We're just talking about Halloween traditions, scary stuff, spooky stuff, and I guess I'm just gonna get right into it. What do you got planned for Halloween?
I'm actually going to several Halloween parties.
You going to a party? You want to do an episode about scary stuff? You're going to parties?
Well, here's the thing: I'm going to Halloween parties, so there's always going to be some like dead mannequin, or some people are going to be dressing up scary, or some people going to be dressing them up, as harlots.
hmm
um, but so forth, so forth. So I'm going to several parties. I would love to do a haunted house. I've been wanting to do haunted houses, but my girlfriend wouldn't go. She's scared of them. She is what you call? She's just a scaredy cat. I've been doing haunted houses with my family since I was a kid, and ever since then, it's kind of like made it like a tradition where me and my siblings would talk about like whatever haunted house we've been to. Like for example, uh, Six Flags over here, Six Flags Great America has their
Yeah,
Fright Fest, and they have like sometimes they have like 4 to 6 haunted houses. I remember I did
yeah.
like 4 of them, and I fucking loved off. I did. They had 6, but I only did 4, and I loved all 4. It was a great time.
Yeah, dude, like haunted, like just spooky stuff here, like fall has gotten like so big. And it's funny because like it's not even you don't really even get to see the weather change that much in Cali.
Yeah,
But we have like so Six Flags has their Fright Fest. Universal Studios does Halloween Horror Nights. Disneyland decorates the park for like fall. Not Scary Farm does, or Not Scary Farm does Not Scary Farm. There's like pop-ups, like there's Haunted Hayride. There's like they had the haunted house a couple days ago, or like a year ago when it came out on Hollywood Boulevard. They had we did pumpkin nights in Pomona at the Pomona Fairplex. Like, there's just so many things. Underwood fan like, there's so many things that people just like are cashing in on the spookiness of Halloween or like the season.
yeah. I
But when I was a kid, like I didn't really go anywhere. Like I mean, we carved pumpkins and whatnot, but my mom was like not into scary stuff, and then I think that made me not into scary stuff. So I was like, yeah, I don't need to go nowhere. Like it's
oh
chill.
homie, if you're ever in Chicago around October, if I'm ever in LA around October, I'm dragging yo ass to a haunted house. I don't care if you're kicking and screaming. You're coming with me. Like we're gonna go have fun.
I've been to like Halloween Horror Nights a couple times. We went for my old work. We took the kids on a field trip
Yeah,
a couple times. That was fun, but I don't know. There's something about like just walking in like a giant line of people to be just like scared over and over again. It's just I don't know. It doesn't have as much zest as other things. I got
yeah. For me, I fucking love the month of October. I love the fall. I love the spookiness, the horror movies. Because when I was a kid growing up, um, I don't know what was it. It was just like my mother like hard coded like horror movies in us when we were kids. We used to watch Friday the 13th, Halloween, Nightmare Before Elm Street, Child's Play. Um, then like without those series, like some one-off movies. So like Exorcist was a series, Poltergeist. Do you remember? I don't know. You remember? It was a while ago. I want to say early 2000s, but there was another movie called Stigmata. We used
no.
to watch. That one was pretty. At the time, was pretty creepy. Um, we saw a couple, like a few of the Hellraisers. Man, dude, it was just like growing up. My mother kind of like and here's the funny part: it's not done with us. My mother till this day watches horror movies with my baby sister. To the point that my baby sister's like, I want to watch something scary. My mom's like, okay, we'll watch something scary. My mom will go ahead and find a horror movie. My mom will sit back with some chips and a soda. Baby sister's right next to her. And guess who I hear screaming and crying? Baby sister.
I think we were on like we were playing a video game or like maybe we were just on Skype and you were watching a movie or a scary movie and your sister was like next to you and she was like 2 years old
Mm-hmm.
and I was just like, is that appropriate? Like what's going on?
I trained them young. Like,
Yeah.
horror movies was always our thing. Like, it was like something we love. Even growing up, we would go to haunted houses. Like, bro, I would chicken out sometimes because I would be so scared. Or other
Hmm.
times, just like, fuck it, let's do it. Um,
What do you mean? It just depends on your mood.
no, when I was a kid, like when I was a kid,
Oh,
when you're a
got it.
kid, it's the same way. When you're a kid and you don't like spicy food, you get scared of it because you think spicy is gonna hurt you. Then when you're an
Yeah.
adult and you try spicy food and you're like, fuck, this shit is delicious. That was me in horror. That was me, not horror movie. That was me in haunted houses. When I was a kid, I
Yeah.
was scared of them. But then when I grew up, when I started getting older, teenager and young adult, I was like, oh, this is fun because
I
I acted in a haunted house once. Well,
Oh,
twice.
did you? Nice. Nice, nice, nice.
I'll talk
I
about that
didn't.
after you.
Okay. I mean they were never really my thing, but it's interesting. I mean, a lot of people, especially white girls, probably feel the same way you do. They get into the spirit on Halloween, like they watch all the spooky stuff during fall and October, but
Drink their
um
pumpkin spice lattes.
yeah, exactly. I never was really into scary movies, but I do remember when I was younger, like I just watched them whenever I wanted to watch them. I didn't wait for a season to like watch all of them. Like I I was watching like I don't know, it's like super white, but like I watched Halloween Town like in July or like whenever it was on because it was like a good movie, right?
Yeah.
Um, the one thing I will say that we do that's very very spooky, and it's not in Halloween time, but it is like sort of a little twisty. Is that my family was obsessed with the Twilight Zone, the old Twilight Zone.
Oh yeah.
And so during the New Year's Eve or New Year's Eve, New Year's Day,
Yeah.
uh, Sci-Fi Channel has a marathon. So we used to just like binge, like watch them all day, every day, like 24/7. Like wake up at 2 a.m. watch an episode. And those are the kind of like that's the kind of scary stuff that like I like because you have to think about it. It's like a conversation starter.
Yeah. Yeah. Old
So
Twilight was mostly a psychological thriller, thanks to
right. That's
Hitchcock.
dude. That's my jam. Is the psychological thriller. Like, cause that to me is like so much. I don't know. It's like way better than just like
Heavy
straight out
monsters or
spooky.
killers. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
Don't get me
exactly.
wrong. I got my share few of psychological horror movies. They're just like, yo, that was dope.
Yeah, 'cause you just leaving there. You're just like, whoa, what happened? Like, is there an ending? Is there not an ending? Like, you don't even know. But that was the stuff like that resonated with me like a lot
Yeah,
when I was younger and still today, I guess. It's interesting how it shapes you as like you get older, what your movie preference is.
it does. So when I was younger, before I get into the whole how I acted in some Halloween in haunted houses.
Yeah.
So when I was younger, my stepfather on Tuesdays used to bring home. On Tuesdays was like DVDs, like when DVDs would go on sale. So DVDs would like maybe like get like fucking 3 for $5 or whatever. So he'll come home on Tuesday, literally, and this was like every Tuesday, bro. He would come home with snacks, be it was chips, popcorn, soda, all types of stuff, candy, and about like 5 to 6 DVDs. And we will all sit in the side. We will all like choose one. And sometimes there was like action, what horror, whatever. But there was a couple of horror movies that he'll get,
Hmm.
and we all sit in the living room. And while us in the living room, we're snacking and we're watching like whatever horror movies. And there was one Japanese horror movie. I wish I got the name, but it was like by far one of my most favorite psychological thrillers. Um, because it was fucking creepy. It was great. There was no monster, and all
Yeah.
it was about, what I tried looking for this, but all it was about was, it was an actress who had who had a mental disorder. I think it was like schizophrenia or something like that. But always tried to play it off as she's like normal. Like she popped her pills in private. Always trying to be normal. And then one day, some shit changed. She was acting. Next thing you know, she fainted, but her body fainted, but her mind
Hmm.
was still active, as if she was still in the room acting. But to her, everybody disappeared.
Right.
And now she's seen ghosts and fucking, she's seen ghosts. She's seen past fucking, I think her father molested her, so she's seen her father coming around. She's losing her mind. She's running around. And then after all that, after her story like ends, it cuts to the credits, and in the credits it shows her acting, and then her fainting, and the crew are rushing to wake her up and trying to get, like, try to get her to get up.
Uh,
But she like fell into like a trance when she passed out. So it was like, holy shit, what the fuck?
what
So
year? What year do you think approximately it's from?
I would think it was like 20. I want to say maybe 2009, 2010.
Oh, like really, really new movie
No, no,
or
it's not fairly new. It's like, yeah, about 10 years
newish?
old. I want to say
I
about
mean,
10, maybe 10 to 12 years old. So I want to say between 2008 to 2010, I want to say. And I tried looking for it and I can't find it. And because of that, that was like one of my favorite movies, because I watched it several times just to see some shit. And all the ghosts and ghouls and all that shit that you saw in that film were
hmm
not real. It was all her mind, because she had, I want to say she had schizophrenia or something. So her mind
Yeah.
kept playing jokes on her, and it was fucking with her. And you saw it thinking, man, maybe the bitch's house is haunted. No, and it goes
Did
towards the end, and it's not.
did you shoot, what was I gonna say? Do you know the actress, or do you recognize anybody that was in the
No,
movie?
no, like I said, it was a straight Japanese horror movie. It was a good one. If I
Oh, like
ever, yeah, it was a straight Japanese. But bro, if I ever
interesting.
find it, I'm definitely gonna hit you up and be like, Mark, this is it. Sit back and watch it.
If any of you guys are listening out there and you know what Tank's talking about, send it in.
But let me get to my story about the haunted house.
Yeah.
So back when I was, jeez,
Oh man, Texan City.
yeah, what were we getting text messages? So back when I was younger, I was a teenager. I want to say, I think it was like roughly 16 years old. Was the first time I acted in a haunted house, and then I was 21, 22. No, no,
Mm-hmm.
no. I was 20, 21. I acted in the second haunted house. So, first one, it was at a church was doing was always would do a haunted house, and it was to
Yeah.
promote them to the people. It was more like a heaven to hell type scenario. Like, you go through the haunted house, they give you some disturbing views, and they tell you, you can either choose the path of darkness or choose the path of, light with Christ, and blah blah blah. Um,
Oh man,
so
haunted
I'm
house with a message.
Yeah, that's what I did. But to tell you the truth, it was fun, because my brother, excuse me, my brother did, it was like, my brother did a scene, they had a scene like in hell, and where he was
Mm-hmm.
getting eaten by demons. So
Yeah.
they had my brother like laying down, but the way they had it, he was laying down on this like makeshift like bed, so that part of
Uh-huh.
his body could seem like it's real, and the other parts are like just toy parts. So for example, he had like his arm and like the little mattress, whatever. So to show that the fake arm is there, but his real arm,
Uh-huh.
just to make him feel comfortable while he's there, and all he has to do is scream.
Right.
My brother, after we did that for a week, because we did it for a whole week, my brother lost his damn voice. That they had to, because they were alternating actors.
Mm-hmm.
My brother lost his voice, and here's the worst part: they ran out of fake blood to pour on him. That they used strawberry syrup. He was in the stuck position because this is when my brother was starting growing chest hair and everything, and stomach hair. That when
Yeah.
he stood up, it will pull, and he was crying. He was, what
Oh
the
no.
hell? Um, so I'll never forget, like, going home, because he used to, when we were in the production, he used to prank me, like,
Yeah.
where everybody would get into positions. Don't get me wrong, the thing was fucking scary sometimes, because if you're walking through by yourself and you're going through your position, sometimes
Right.
it'll scare you. My brother scared the shit out of me. So in the car ride home, while he's leaning all forward because that was the only comfortable position, I'll I'll grab his shoulder and I push him back like, man, bro, how you feeling? And he'd be like, ah. It was like he said it was like getting like waxed on his chest.
That's hilarious. Every single shift. Did you guys get paid?
No, this was more like volunteering.
Oh, okay.
This is more volunteering. A lot of people did it. Like we had both adults and young kids that did it.
Oh, nice. Nice.
So yeah, it was mainly volunteering. A lot of adults and it was a lot of mostly teenagers and younger, like
Younger adults.
preteens.
Yeah.
It was preteens, teenagers, and adults.
Yeah.
Especially
Yeah.
that the director of this production was the youth pastor. Great
Oh,
guy.
okay.
Like he was a great guy. Like so my part was I was part of the hell, not hell scene, but I was part of the darkness scene where
Mm-hmm.
when what you call it, where our customers would come through and get and choose either heaven or hell. I was part of the hell part, and we
Mm-hmm.
would rip open the curtain and just pop out and scare them, freak them out. All we had was just makeup. We didn't
Yeah.
have any like masks or anything like that. So that was that. But we would scare the hell out of them. Like sometimes we'll hiss or whisper because they had to
Mm-hmm.
no matter what pass us, but they didn't know because it's just a curtain. So we'll just be like, and sometimes we'll freak some of them out. They'll be like, "What the hell was that?" Like you would hear somebody freak out after that. You would hear that. We would whisper, we would scream, we would yell, we would growl. Well, sometimes what else? Well, sometimes like so we used to get lunches. So during the little round, some of the people will run in between the visitors and
Yeah.
pass us lunch bags,
Oh, that's cool.
sandwiches, chips, whatever. Even sometimes a hot or cold drink, whatever you want.
Mm-hmm.
Because sometimes the room did get cold because you constantly had the damn front door open, and all that cold breeze can coming through. So people would ask, they'll give you either hot chocolate or if you wanted water, whatever, like something hot or cold. It was up to you.
Right.
But you see these people like running real fast, like here, and they're booking it. It was the funniest thing. So in the paper bag, we got a bright idea to use it as to like make it sound like a rat was passing by their feet. So when people like
Uh,
halfway will come through, we'll like shake the bag on the floor like near their feet, so something like this.
that's
And
that's
dude, you
good.
see them like look down real quick and lift their foot like, oh my god. And I thought of it because I was like, wait a minute. I was because I was partnered with one of my other guys. I'm like, wait a minute. Hey, dude, let me get your bag. I forgot his name. So I rolled up his bag, put it in my bag, kind of like folded to
Mm-hmm.
give it like some weight, and I started doing that. I'm like, bro, we gotta do this. I'm like, you got long arms, try it. So as soon as the people come through and they're walking past, like I want to say like half of them already through that corridor, he did it. Oh my god, we were dying. So that was that experience. And then the second one, I had a main part. This was the second haunted house I did, and I
Mm-hmm.
was a devil.
Oh, okay.
Oh, that was a good one. I remember auditioning for it. I got the role.
You went on an
I
audition.
had
Oh
this one I
shit.
had to audition for. So
Okay.
auditioned for a devil. Everybody else kept giving the devil's voice a deep, like demonic, whatever voice. I
Mm-hmm.
wanted to make it different. Since the devil was an angel, I
Mm-hmm.
made it seem I kept switching between a light heavenly voice to a dark demonic voice
Mm-hmm.
throughout my lines. Like I made
Oh.
it flow, and the director, uh, there was the director and the producer. They were loving it. They're like,
Yeah, I
okay,
bet. You
okay,
switched it up.
and they took me in. They took me like, yep, you're the devil. So I was a devil, doing a couple of lines. This haunted house, it wasn't too scary, but
Mm-hmm.
it was pretty decent. Like that was my second time, and I was just in a room. I didn't pop out on nobody.
Oh,
Sometimes I
you
would
just like
try,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
but the way they constructed it, there was like no way for like to pop and scare people.
Right. There was no hiding spots or
So it was like very open, like hallways that led to like rooms. It was all tent based. They built it like a tent. It was all tent. That's how they built it.
got it.
But
Got it.
you only got like when you walk down the hallway, you only saw like a view. So think of like a museum or something. Like you're walking down the hallway, you look, there goes your view of the Alaska or whatever. You keep going down, there goes polar bears. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
There was nothing for people to pop out. So the
Right.
only thing we could do was, and plus we had to light up the hallway, but we used very dim lights. So
Mm-hmm.
one of my demons, since I was the devil, I was also helping coach some of the demons, and I'm walking through, and I was telling them like, "There's no spot for you guys to pop out and scare people." I'm like, "I have a better idea. You're gonna have to use the environment with you." Like how so? I'm like, "Okay, well you're gonna be in this scene, you're gonna be in that scene, you're gonna be in this scene, but if you look at the scene, there's parts that you could pop out from to scare them." And there was one part in the particular in the hallway and where it turned, the
Mm-hmm.
light was too far. Well, the light was too far in the corner.
Yeah.
But it was weird. It kept like there was no
Like
light shining
flickered.
directly down. So I hid one of the demons right there. I'm like, stay here. I'm like, anytime you see people, they're not gonna see you because the light is in their face, not in yours. You can see
Right.
them, they can't see you. When they get close, pop out and scare them. He goes, all right, got you. And that's what we did.
Nice.
We try to use the theme in our best ability. Yeah, I never forget that one. The director who was running this stuff, the guy who was running this stuff, was pissed because the producer bullshitted him.
Oh, what do you mean you didn't get paid?
No, as in the producer, well, the production artist and the production crew,
Yeah.
just straight up bullshitted because the director was the guy who also was paying and running for all of this. He wanted,
Uh-huh.
she wanted all this to how she wanted this to be a straight haunted house and everything, and she didn't get what she wanted, and
Uh,
she lost her mind. Like after everything was done,
yeah.
she goes, "Never again. I'm working with that asshole. He was what you call it? He said that he did production for movies, but looking at the set and what his crew did and the money I spent, it was BS. Like
It was just like unprofesh.
unprofesh, bro. Like I told you,
Yeah.
she wanted a haunted house thing. They pulled up. They just built tents and stuff. It was like, what the hell?
Yeah. Yeah, it's hard. Like people people say like you do something one time and then someone thinks like, "Oh, I'm an expert at this," but it's like everything you do is different. Haunted houses are hard too because it's
Yeah,
like it's a live performance and you have to like change up a literal house or a little like area to make it like that. I mean, I know Universal puts like millions of dollars into like all of their houses and that's like not even paying the actors, just like the production value.
yeah,
I remember my favorite one was do you remember the movie This Is the End?
yes.
It came out, yeah, it came out maybe like a few years ago, and they had like, I went to the haunted house for Horror Nights when they had it at Universal. They change up they change them up every year based on like what movies are coming out
or
and
what's
stuff like
popular and
that.
stuff like that. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Like they have a Pennywise one now because like it is super popular.
It,
The Walking Dead, my friend works at, is like it's there all year round, but it's still
yeah. You know
it's
what's
good.
funny? How you mentioned all
Yeah.
that? I recently watched a YouTube video on how it was about theme parks and how the whole Halloween theme parks came around,
Oh,
and
really?
it was Universal that kicked it off. It was Universal
Yeah.
Orlando kicked it off. It was for like a day, then it changed. It kept going longer and longer, and then Universal, what is it? Burbank, right?
Hollywood.
Well, Hollywood, Universal Hollywood.
It's in, yeah, yeah.
They kicked it off. Then they got it going, and it just became this whole thing that now everybody started copying them.
Send that to me. I want to see it.
Oh, definitely. I'll definitely send it to you.
But I actually put in the link too. And then but yeah, I walked through the This Is the End house, and it had literally everything that you said. It had like a guy who like had his arm chopped off. And it was funny because it had actors like scaring you,
Yeah.
but then they like had CGI of the actual actors of the movie with like Seth Rogen and like Jonah Hill, and like Jonah Hill got like thrown into a fireplace.
You know what I love about those Warner Brothers, those Universal Studios, is the
Yeah.
fact that when you go there and go on like those rides or it's like you're watching a short movie.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And it's like it's literally like they summed the movie up because like the ending was just like the way you described. It was like the devil and he it's this big computer generated thing, and then like an actual devil like in a big guy like pops out in like a suit, and he like smacks you, or not, they try to scare you or whatever, but then they like push you into this other room, and then it like changes and you're in heaven and it's all like sparkly, and then like the Backstreet Boys come up on like a giant screen and
Oh my
they're like
god, I
playing.
remember that one. That one was great. That one was
And I
fucking
was like,
awesome.
then I was like, this is the most WTF haunted house, but that's the reason I remember it because it was like so funny.
Oh man, that I would have probably fucking loved it. Okay, so
Yeah.
oh
But
okay, I found it perfect. Universal Studios Orlando from '91 to 2008, and they talk about how it kicked off. So I'm definitely
91, that's a long time ago.
yeah.
Yeah, because
That's
I feel like this like
it
spooky
wasn't
culture,
like
whatever you want to call it, it's like pretty new.
yeah, it wasn't like fucking '70s or something like that. You know, there was haunted houses, but there was nothing
Yeah.
like this until
Yeah, yeah,
the
yeah.
'90s. And it was if I wasn't mistaken, I forgot the lady's name, but she was a director of Universal Studios Orlando. She
Hmm.
kicked it off, and then after doing it for like 4 years and working with the studio, she left to do other things, or she retired. I forgot which one. And the another team kicked it off, and they were worried like, "Yo, this was her baby. She started this. I don't know if this is gonna be good." But they grabbed the right team, and every year they were knocking it out the park.
Yeah, people still keep coming. It's a big deal in at Universal Studios Hollywood, dude. Like, if you have a season pass, like your ticket to Halloween Horror Nights doesn't count. Like, you have to buy a separate ticket. They close the park and then reopen it. It's they like take it seriously.
Oh yeah, I just sent it to you, homie,
Sweet, sweet.
and I'll add it to the
Yeah,
cast so our lovely listeners could check it out too. It's a
yeah.
great watch. Um, I remember doing walking through haunted houses in Six Flags. It was me and my friends a few years back.
Mm-hmm.
We get there early. We hit up some rides, hit up some food. Haunted houses, I think they didn't open till like 6.
Oh, but
Um,
you got to stay in the park with your ticket, right?
hmm
Yeah. See,
uh,
that's weird because like in all the ones here, like you have to buy a separate ticket. I don't know if it's that like it's just like LA trying to gouge people or what.
you know what?
Did you like it though at Six Flags? Because a lot of people, I mean, here there's a lot of competition, so some people are like, yeah, it's not as worth it. I'd
Yeah.
rather go to Universal or whatever.
Um, like I said, we don't have Six Flags is like our only theme park around here.
Yeah.
So that's like our only choice. But if we had like a Universal or Disney, just like all competing right here, then they'll give us choices on who for to go to for Halloween. Even though
Yeah.
Disney won't go too crazy on Halloween, but what you call it? So it was pretty decent. Had fun. I don't remember if you had to buy another ticket. I think your purchase was also part of it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not like I don't really remember, but I remember we got there, got our ticket, got in. The first ride we hit was the Superman because the Superman ride is literally the left of the gate. So it was like boom, get her done.
Right.
And we started hitting up a bunch of rides, eating, talking crap, getting ready for the spooky scary. I remember we sat down for about a good 30 minutes because it's like we've been walking for a good we've been walking all day, and it's like let's just relax and chill before we go into the haunted houses. So that's what we did, and we were chilling by a haunted house before they opened.
Mm-hmm.
After that, we went to the haunted house, waited in line. I'm messing
How
around
bad
with.
are the lines there?
Oh my god, it were horrible. Well,
Okay.
towards the later of the night, it was getting more and more horrid,
Yeah, as
and
long as that's still the same anywhere you go, right?
yeah, and they kept promoting their fast lane pass, which was like, bro, $120 per person.
Yeah, that's like what Universal's is too.
I was like, yo, why the fuck are you charging so much money? And what killed me was people were actually buying it. So the fast lane movers were moving faster. Like, it's like, okay, let 4 of normal people in, but let like 20 of the fast people in. It's like, this is bullshit.
Yep.
But, I remember the first one we walked in. My girlfriend, I had my sweater, and my girlfriend, she's walking in front of me, but she has my arms tight around her. If you can imagine, like walking with her, imagine walking with your girl, and she's holding both your arms in front of her, and you're trying to walk behind her without stepping on her fucking feet.
Yeah.
That's how close she had me, and she was freaking out. Like though something would pop out scared. The whole time, bro, I'm laughing. Thank you, Dead Space, for ruining my humanity, I guess. So I'm laughing, and as we're walking, something told me to look behind me. I guess my hood senses were kicking in, so I looked behind me, bro. I caught one of the actors like getting out of a little hole in the wall, and he's staring at me as he has one leg over, taking and bringing over the other leg, and we're both staring at each other. I'm dying. You just see him drop his head like fuck. I'm dying, but then I wave my hand at him. I'm like, I didn't say anything, so I'm waving my hand at him like, come on, come on, come on, come on. So he comes, and I point to scare like people who didn't see him. Like nobody saw him but me, but I stood quiet, so I pointed. So he rushes past me, like dude, books it, packs me, and scares the hell out of my guy who's in front of us. He lost his shit. My guy, he's really scared. He gets real scared. So
Yeah.
him and his woman lost his shit. I'm laughing. I'm having a joyous time. Um, we go through like a hospital scene. This hospital scene was presented by the Takis chips.
Yeah.
It was presented by Takis, and as you're in line, they're actually giving you a free bag of Takis.
Free Takis? That's cool.
So, dude, I'm over here just ripping them up because those are my favorite. I'm over here, this is
Yeah.
good. And they were giving out their new bag called zombie flavor. It was like a habanero type of like spice on top of the chips, but
Yeah.
we're in line. Um, we get in, and this was a hospital scene. I want to say it was similar to like Walking Dead and some zombies and with some demonic entities, whatever. So as we're walking through, I'm like my girlfriend's mad because we got I was calling everybody out, calling them all pussies and everything. Like I'm like, you guys are scaredy cats, blah blah blah. I can't believe them. I'm like, they're not even all that scary. And my guy's like, oh yeah, how about you be the first one in line, you motherfucker? I was like, all right, cool. My girl was like, no. I'm like, babe, just stand behind me. So the whole time we're walking, she has her face buried in my back with my damn sweater covering her face.
Oh man.
So
You're
walking
like
was
walking for
little.
two.
Oh my god, yeah. So walking was like horrible. So I'm walking, and bro, they're popping out, they're jumping. I'm laughing the whole time, and it's like they're dude. The whole time I'm laughing, they're not scaring me. But I remember one of the little critters like crawl super fast down the floor. Like this guy was pretty good. He like crawled super fast on the floor, scaring the shit out of my dude.
Yeah.
Chaos. If people don't, if our listeners remember Chaos from the past, he was on the show. I was with Chaos and his woman and a couple of our friends. Chaos
Did he get married?
jumped. Yeah, he got
Or
married.
engaged?
Yeah, he got married. I was his best mate. I was best mate, best man. But Chaos jumped and lost his mind. It was hilarious. And when Chaos curses in Spanish, that's how you know he's scared and he's mad. The whole time he is cursing in Spanish, and that's how you know he's scared. And he was like, "I need to get out of here."
That's hilarious.
I was dying, bro. So yeah, they're like, "Bro, how are you not getting scared?" I'm like, "Dude, my mom raised me on scary movies, and me and my siblings used to scare the shit out of each other since we were kids. Like,
This is a Tuesday for me.
yeah, I'm like, this is a regular day. And plus, I listen and watch scary shit before I go to bed. So it's like, hello, they're gonna have to try a little harder than that. But either way, I had fun, bro. I had fun.
That's good though. I mean, yeah, as long as I think the reason people like them is because it's those memories are like easy to remember because
Yeah.
it's so like when your brain or your body goes into like those heightened senses of awareness, that's when like you remember more things and like you're more aware of your surroundings. So maybe that's why people love it.
Yep. It's the thrill of it. I want to say it's the thrill. It's the adrenaline rush. My brother, he goes to a haunted house every year with his woman and his friends. Like, and me and my sister like tell him like, which one did you go to? How was it? Should we go? And
Yeah.
he'll give us the whole spiel because he's just like us. He doesn't get scared as easily. He laughs most of the time, and he gets the same questions that I get, and the same thing with my sister. We all get the same questions that we get. How the fuck are you guys not scared?
Yeah.
Well, we were groomed this way. My mother and my grandmother always loved horror movies, and they always sat us in front of the TV and we'll watch horror movies.
Yep.
Even to this day, like I play horror games sometimes. My brother, not so much. And it's funny because I want to go to a haunted house before Halloween ends. I'm gonna try to see when I go out Thursday party, and I'm gonna try to drag my boy and be like, "Yo, we gotta hit up a haunted house." And I'm hoping I can probably find one in downtown Chicago.
Yeah.
I've been looking, couldn't find one, but I'm hoping there's at least one we could go to, walk through, and enjoy that time.
Yeah. That'd be cool.
Even though we might be drunk walking through it, but it should be hilarious.
I wonder how that would change your way, the way you went through it if you were drunk.
I think I'll laugh even more.
Just like stumbling.
I'll
Like,
stumble
"Hey,
and
what's
laugh like,
up?" Not
"Yo!"
to scare you. You're like, hey, what's up?
Walking through like, "Yo, Mike, what's up?" The guy behind Michael Myers mask is just trying to scare me. He's like, "These drunk fucks." You got the Exorcist bitch just pop out through the wall. I'm like, "Yay!"
That's funny. All right, I got a question for you. We'll transition in a little bit.
Shoot.
Your favorite fall food
Favorite fall food.
or Halloween time food, whatever you want to call it.
Halloween time food. That's a good one. Because what I love about fall, it's always surrounded by comfort food.
Yeah.
And Chicago's real huge on comfort food. And one of my favorites is chili.
I'm sorry?
Chili.
Oh, you mean like a bowl of chili?
Like a bowl of chili, yeah.
I thought you meant like just the pepper.
No, not the pepper. Like a bowl of chili. My my mom. Like I don't mess around with certain types of chili. It's like it's certain people's chili, but my mom makes this just awesome, super spicy, perfect on like a nice chilly fall day. It's a straight comfort food. You get that with maybe some crackers and some shredded cheese and
You do top it with onions too?
Yep.
Or
No,
is that
onions are already in there.
Okay.
Onions
Yeah.
already in there, along with like green pepper. My mom's even with green pepper, onions, jalapenos, of course ground beef, pencil beans, kidney beans. Um, she lets that cook and then simmer, and then I'll make hot dogs on the side. So I got chili dogs.
Chili dogs, yeah.
Oh
You
my
do
god.
French fries, chili?
Yep, sometimes my mom does that, or we do like my brother's his poor man nachos, which is he'll get Dorito nachos and then he used to get Doritos nachos by the can of chili,
Uh-huh.
pour it on top along with nacho cheese that he'll melt as well, like the Velveeta whatever.
Yeah.
I used to call it the poor man's nachos, and he used to call it the poor man's nacho because he's like all this was like $5 and it's a whole meal. So my mother actually liked it that she mimicked it when she makes her chili. So she'll make her chili, she'll get it wasn't the Velveeta cheese. He used to get the Tostito cheese.
Oh, that's even worse.
Yeah, bro. College diet. I don't know. I hate that cheese. But my mama will do that.
Velveeta cheese is like pretty good. Like if you melt it like
Hmm.
naturally, in the microwave.
That's what my mother would do. She'll get the Velveeta cheese because she didn't care for that Tostito cheese. So she'll get the Velveeta cheese, melt like a good portion of it, and then with her chili, the cheese, the Dorito chips, and that was Mama slamming. And that was the poor man's nachos, you could say. And she would just eat like that, like several different ways.
I love it.
What about you, good sir? What is your favorite fall comfort food, you could say?
Tomato soup and grilled cheese, dude. Like
Oh,
that.
iconic.
There's nothing. Yeah, there's nothing better. Just because it's like a fall day, you like don't really know what to eat, but like a fresh tomato soup. Like I made it a few years ago with the from scratch
Yeah,
with like blending the onion and everything in there. It was so good, and you can switch it up and make it like more Italian and add like basil and oregano, or you can make it like more American and add some like a little cheddar cheese and let it like melt in there,
yeah,
or celery salt, make it like give it a little zest or
yeah.
spice with some pepper if you want. It's just it's so good on a cold day. And now since I never really was big on trick or treating. I just now I make that food on Halloween. I watch all the kids go by, hand out some candy, and call it a day. It's pretty relaxing actually.
Mm. Throw on some music or maybe a show that you like. Kick back until you hear the doorbell ring.
Yeah. No, we there's a lot of traffic, so we like usually open the garage, just hang out and you know carve a pumpkin or something,
Oh, nice.
get the radio going.
Yeah, yeah. I know. To be honest, I wasn't a big fan of tomato soup. Don't
Really?
get me wrong. I tried it. Not a big fan.
Interesting. I
But
think maybe it's like an acquired taste.
to me, yeah, it is. I feel like it is. Like certain foods are acquired taste. My friend used to get remember the V8 tomato drink, tomato juice.
Yeah.
I'll never forget. I was hungover hanging out with him, and this was after a Halloween party. Perfect. It stays
Hmm.
within the
The theme.
stays within the theme. So I dressed up as a devil. He was Dr. Shots. So he had in his syringes shots of motherfucking Jaeger.
Ooh.
So throughout the night, we're partying. We were jumping from house party to house party to house party, and he's shooting. He's giving people their shots that they need, and I wanted to puke every time. But
Was he making you take a shot with every stranger?
no, I was not taking a shot. I'm like, this
Oh,
devil is not gonna take a shot. This devil's gonna go get a Corona. So, but I'll never forget. We got kicked out of a party. So we're at a party, having a great time. I'm talking to this Playboy bunny. She was beautiful, bro. I was like, oh snap! I'm chatting with her, talking up a storm. I was a little buzzed because sober Tank is got some social anxiety, but drunk Tank, he's a whole different fucking person. So
Hmm.
I'm talking to her, chatting it up, to find out that her man was playing beer pong with my boy. My guy was like, I know him. I went to school with him. He's a total asshole. Fuck him. Try to get his woman. Try it. He's like, bro, just get her. Just try it. Plus, I got more people that are here that are my friends. They're his. So if he tries anything, we're gonna fuck him up. I was like, all right, cool. First time I actually tried to like chat with a girl and try to get with her. Man, bro, she was Playboy Bunny too. Was looking pretty fine. But then we got kicked out.
Oh.
Don't know why. Chaos tells me like, "Hey, we gotta go." I was like, "Really, bro? I was just chatting." He's like, "We gotta go." So as we're walking out, he goes, "We got kicked out." Who's we? He goes, "We got kicked out." I'm like, "No." I'm like, "How the hell we get kicked out?" His ex at the time got into a fight with another chick who was, I think, the girlfriend or the sister, who was hosting the party. So the host's sister, girlfriend, whatever, his girlfriend got into Chaos's girlfriend got in a fight with her, like straight fist fight. So they kicked us out, kicked her out. So I told him like, no. I'm like, you and her got kicked out. I didn't. I'm going back to talk to Playboy Bunny. He goes, you can't, bro. They know you're with me. I was like, okay, let's try. I walked back, but he was like, you gotta go, bro. I was like, I didn't do anything. I was just talking. I'm like, it was her. I'm like, it was him and her, not me. Nah, you gotta go. I was like, fuck. So we end up in another party. And it was mainly all dudes. It was all of his friends getting together because I guess everybody else got kicked out of parties left and right and just decided let's get together and drink. So I was like, oh crap. So here I am chilling with a bunch of dudes getting drunk.
Yeah.
The whole night I kept thinking about Playboy Bunny. It was like, damn it. She was into me.
They let you down.
Yep. Oh man, but it was that night. I woke up the next morning, hungover, and Chaos was drinking V8 tomato juice, and I was telling him, I'm like, hey man, is it true that helps with the hangover? He goes, yeah. He goes, yeah, it actually does. I was like, dude, can I have one? Hands me one, crack it open, take the first taste touches my tongue. I want to puke. I was like, oh no, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Chaos. I can't. Here, I'm so sorry. Just drink it.
Yeah, you have to know that you're drinking tomato juice and then just like not think about it.
I wasn't even thinking about it. I just cracked it open. Didn't even smell it. I just cracked it open and started drinking it, and I wanted to puke. Handed it to him, and then he just demolishes it. He just chugs it like nothing. To find out that the motherfucker made a Bloody Mary.
I wonder why they're supposed to be good for anyone. Because of the vitamin C, maybe?
Could be.
I don't know. Who knows?
Who knows?
Well, this was a nice, lovely episode for Halloween.
Yeah, I really enjoyed it. Like, it's something I wanted.
It's nice to take a walk down memory lane.
Yeah, with Halloween.
Yeah. Well, guys, that was this episode of Incompetent Nerds. Why don't you send us your ideas and plans for Halloween? CompetentNerds@gmail.com. Twitter @IncompetentNerds. You can find me and Tank everywhere social media is found. Our links are in the description. And have a safe Halloween, guys. Take care.
Bye-bye.